Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 356. So in last vlog, I talked a bit about the passing of my mother-in-law. You guys, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my and my wife's heart, along with her cat, Boo Boo. Just want to say thank you so much. It really means a lot to me that you guys are so kind. There were only 2 business questions from last vlog, but they did both mention the thing that I'm going to talk about today, which is Alphaland, Alpha Elite, and that whole experience that Christian, camera guy Christian, and I went and did, I guess it was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I can't even keep it straight. My weeks have been a little bit crazy. And in the vlog last time, I just mentioned that my mind was blown. I don't get shell-shocked often when people talk about numbers, when people talk about just like their business. But the whole experience was so amazing to me. It shook me to my core, honestly. It was incredible. So I did a vlog, or I did a filming of a vlog that's like 14 minutes long that will launch on September 24th. The reason why I went out to Alphaland was because Maxx, a viewer of the vlog, what's up Maxx, invited me so graciously to be on his podcast. And it was something that I was like, at first when I saw the message, I'm like, I don't know, I don't travel, I really, but then I'm like, what are you doing, stupid? I just actually posted a video today, I'm filming this on a Wednesday, talking about, getting out of your rut if life is boring. And one of the tips, the first thing is say yes instead of no. And that's something that I did with this situation. I was like, you know what? I've always kind of been watching, Maxx, I've been watching David, How to Beast, Christian Guzman has always been a huge inspiration for me, just watching what he has built. I'm going to go and check it out. Screw it. Let's go do it. And so Christian, and I went down and we met Maxx, we met David, we met Julia. Christian Guzman was not there. He was in, I believe, Alaska with his girlfriend Heidi. I think Heidi is actually from Alaska. Anyway, so we decided, you know what, let's do it. And so filmed a vlog, started at the airport. I'm like, all right, let's go work out. We're going to Texas. And it's a really fun vlog that you guys are going to love. But the story isn't about the vlog. It's about the experience and what I learned from going and hanging out with these young dudes that are just crushing it. And so that's kind of the first lesson I'd just like to leave you with, or start you with. And that is, no matter how big, how crushing it you think you are, there's always people crushing it worse. And, and for me, it invigorated me, honestly. It kind of inspired me so much that it's made me sort of think a bit about, okay, I don't necessarily want to step outside of my box in terms of my businesses, but I believe that the box is bigger than I even knew that it was. One of the things that I struggle with, and I didn't realize I struggled with this until I started seeing other people and looking at it in relation to my businesses. I think I suffer to some degree with like self-limiting beliefs, right? I don't think big enough. And this was something that I gathered from watching a gentleman, Alex Hormozy. He did a podcast or a video with Grant Cardone, and it really started making me think a bit about bigger pictures, right? And when I went to Alphaland, that was the first thing that kind of struck me, is Christian Guzman thinks about things bigger and differently than I do, right? I don't think of things at the scale and the level that these guys do. For whatever reason, I don't think about things as big, right? It's always been like, oh, I'm making more money than anyone I know, or my businesses are generating more revenue than anybody that I'm hanging out with, and I've got, money in the bank, and my businesses are successful. But I never really think, and the other reality is I've never been motivated by money. Money hasn't been the reason why I wanted to be successful. It's not the reason why, I wanted to, start a business. It wasn't to be like rich or anything like that. It was to basically just do something that I thought was cool and try to make and bring value to the world, because that's really the thing that I think that I really, from day one with my fitness center, from the age of 12, what I really wanted to do was make other people feel good and feel like I was valued and validated. Well, with business, one of the things that really, kind of is a scoreboard, because there is no, like scoreboard with business, but one of the ways that you keep track and keep score is how much money or revenue you're doing annually, right? And you know that either you're growing or you're going down. Now, I also believe that it's not always about that top number, that top sexy number. You know, you got to make sure that you're profitable. And in today's world, I truly feel that profitable businesses, you've got a lot more room to grow because you're not, you know, wasting a bunch of money. A lot of times when these companies start or they raise money, they're just fat and sloppy and they waste so much money because it's somebody else's money. Oh, hang on a second. Hello, this is Aaron. Hello? Who's this? I'm good, Brian. What's going on? Yeah, so far. Yeah, it's my wife's car, but yeah, she's enjoying it. Yeah, so far she's happy. She hasn't really gone anywhere. But yeah, things are good. Thank you for following up. I'm actually in the middle of something, so let me run.
Okay, man, thank you.
Take care. So my wife got a new car. And I filmed a vlog about that too, which I'm not going to tell you or ruin the surprise, but that's going to be launching. When is that? I think it's like the 4th. It's soon. It's soon. So stay tuned. My wife's car, much cooler than mine, much sexier. And anyway, so here's the deal. That was the sales associate. We ordered this car like literally 10 months ago. And I'll explain that more on the video that I did talking about this and showing it to you. Anyway, so it's never been to buy my wife a nice car. It's never been, you know, to be successful, you know, in a monetary fashion. That's just something nice that kind of has come along with it, right? Now, the fact that I can support people, you know, my employees, my family members, my mother-in-law, like that's one of the beautiful things about having a little bit of money is that it makes solving problems easier. It doesn't mean you don't have problems, but the pain in the ass factor that people deal with when, you know, money is really tight, you don't have to deal with as much, which is nice. Anyway, where was I? Talking about Alphaland. So going down there, right, I'd seen the videos, but the videos don't do it justice. I knew that Christian bought a big mega complex. I believe it was like shipping or logistics or something like that. What he has transformed this into, and I don't know, see, Maxx was telling me, Maxx was telling me, let me, hang on a second. Maxx was telling me numbers, and I don't know if if that's like top secret in terms of like the space. I'm going to call Maxx real quick. See if he answers. He's probably busy, but hang on.
What's up, man?
All right, so I'm filming the vlog. Literally, you are on the vlog, and I'm talking all about Alphaland and my experience, and the fact that my mind was absolutely blown. I don't know what is like not allowed to be talked about. Like I want to mention this space, like the fact, like how much was invested in it, but I don't know if that's like top secret. Is that top secret?
No. Christian's super open with like, yeah, money and everything.
How much was the total spend on buying and opening Alphaland? Maxx?
I would say Christian's probably, I mean, with investments and everything, total all in, about $20 million to get it from purchasing it to what it is today.
How much was the space when he purchased it?
$8 million.
$8 million bucks. Whoa. And he put in that's a lot of cash. And then so he spent an additional $12 million basically renovating and equipment and sexy furniture for the VIP lounge and his office and everything like that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking at millions of dollars of restoration furniture. There's a lot of money of tearing things apart, redoing it after his mind changed. I mean, you're looking at $500,000 just for the demolition of everything. I mean, the parking lot alone, $300,000 to just pave it. I mean, the costs are just astronomical. Astronomical. All right. Now, something else that blew my mind is I've gone back and listened to all of your podcasts, Maxx. And the gentleman, what's his name, with the mesh shorts? Charlie.
Like, that blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Anaka's just...
So what's his name, Charlie?
Charlie owns Anaka Power.
Anaka Power, which, funny story, he actually sent me, or somebody from the company sent me a bunch of their like weight belts and knee sleeves and stuff like that and like wrist wraps. But but yeah, so now he's selling millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of mesh shorts. All right.
Yeah, I would probably estimate that his company is doing about $20 to $30 million a year.
He was kind of a little bit, like, it was weird him, like, not answering that question, but trying to answer it. And it was weird, Max.
Yeah, I mean, some people are, I guess, not, I don't know.
I'm really weird about talking about money, but I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with it, but I'm like nothing compared to these dudes. And so
I think some of it, I think it's the difference of, not wanting to reveal anything, but if you're not open to talking about how much your company's making, but you're driving around in Lamborghinis out of nowhere, people can put two and two together and figure out you're doing pretty well, you know?
I don't know about that, because people waste a lot of money on really expensive cars and they don't have a ton of money in the bank. But I agree. In terms of Alphaland revenue, that is top secret or?
No. I think Christian. I think Alphaland this year is on a run rate to break over $100 million this year.
$100 million bucks. Okay. Freaking workout pants and t-shirts. All right, Max.
No. You know what it is?
You
know what it is?
Affiliates.
Here's the secret to making tons of money in the athletic wear space. Sell women's leggings.
Really?
That's where most of the sales this year are coming from, is women's leggings. He's mastered it. He knows how to make girls' butts look great, and the money's there to prove it.
The money's in the asses, Max.
The money is.
That's why you and I are still scraping by and trying to figure things out, huh?
I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the ass money.
Exactly. All right, Max. I'll let you go. Where can guys find your vlog that is launching on Monday, tomorrow? You guys are watching this on a Sunday. It's launching tomorrow, right?
Yes, our podcast with the man, the myth, Aaron Marino, Alpha M. It's a 2-hour-long podcast on Don't Be Sour. You can find it on all of your streaming platforms, or the best way to enjoy it and absorb it is on the YouTube channel. Just search Don't Be Sour. Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be great.
All right, Max, I'm going to run. I'm going to talk to these guys about why my mind is so blown and the genius behind everything that is happening down in Sugar Land, Texas. And yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely, man. Talk soon.
Later. Bye. So, $100 million. What? When I heard that, I'm like, wait a second. Are you kidding me? But here's the beautiful thing. And so the way that Alphaland is set up, it basically has like 3 gyms, right? One is like a little bit really like rough and kind of like open air. The other one is open air, but it's got like loud music. All the dudes have like their shirts off. And then there's another gym that's kind of like a little bit more like reserved, right? It's 3 gyms, but it's so much more than that. He's got space available for these fitness influencers to hang out, to work, to eat, to basically build their business. A membership at Alphaland, I may be wrong, but it's around like $80 or $90. Now, most people think, wait, $80 or $90? That's a lot of money for a monthly membership to a gym. But here's the amazing thing that I found so fascinating and brilliant, is that he has built a facility that allows people to basically build their fitness careers and empires in his space. And the way that Christian has been able, and a lot of these guys have been able to really grow and scale their products, is through the influencer and the affiliate model, right? The affiliate sales that they are doing is mind-blowing, because what happens, you've got all these dudes, all these women that come down, or they don't even have to be there. They can be anywhere, right? They sign up. There's some type of process to become an affiliate. They get their little code. Well, with every launch, every drop, they're hyping it up, right? Because they're going to make a commission off of the sales that they make, the people that actually use their code. And so when you're starting off in the world of influencers or fitness influencers specifically, you're not getting a ton of brand deals. But what you have and what you're building is a very, very loyal audience. And so when you come on and you're like, hey, they're about to drop this new, Alphaland line or whatever the line is, right? They're pumping it up, they're hyping it up, they're showing, pictures. People, their audience, get super excited. Boom, it launches, they go, they buy. Imagine if you had 100 people doing this for your product. I have no idea what the number is. Maybe it's 200, maybe it's 300, maybe he has 500 athletes that every single time a new line comes out, they're talking about it, they're hyping it up. And so on day one, when those lines launch and he does another drop, he's selling 10 million, 15 million, $20 million worth of apparel in one day. The other thing that was so amazing to me is that so many people are moving to Sugar Land, Texas. Sugar Land, Texas is like a suburb of Houston. It's not. It's not the nicest area in the world, right? There's a lot of industrial stuff going on. It's not like super pretty and sexy. People are moving there because of Alphaland, knowing that they can build their business. Something interesting, and the thing that I was just like, man, this would have been awesome when I was, when I was trying to make fitness content back in the day. You don't get chased out for filming. You can take your shirt off if you want to. It's encouraged. It's not only encouraged, it is prevalent. And by prevalent, I mean like everybody is like, is working out with their shirts off. When I would try to go into a gym or a workout anytime or fitness, whatever the place, you bring a camera, immediately somebody's coming to kick you out. It is incredibly hard and difficult to actually film in a gym. But if you had a place where you could pay $80 or $90 a month, that you could film as much content as you want. Literally, you're tripping over tripods in this one gym. There's tons of people filming content. It's not like looked at like, oh, that's bad, which it is in most gyms. And so what he has built is a destination. When I say it is a mecca, it is literally like the fitness influencer mecca of the world. It is like ground zero. It is the Taj Mahal. It is like nothing I've ever seen, nothing I could even wrap my brain around. And when you think about the numbers that these guys are doing, it's insane. Like Maxx, he sells, I think it's like 2 years ago, and he talks about this on the podcast, so it's not a secret. He makes sour strips. That's kind of like his big business. He used to have, or he still does, Ever Forward apparel, where a lot of these guys that develop a following, like David, How to Beast, has Edge apparel, right? They're trying to build it up. Now, do I think that they'll ever be on the scale of Alphaland? The answer is probably not, because Christian was kind of like, not the first, but he has figured it out. He's mastered it, right? Another big fitness brand that started with influencers was Gymshark, right? Gymshark, another fitness brand that got, I think their valuation was like over $1 billion, right? It was started by basically some dudes, and it was like the fitness influencers and YouTubers that were promoting Gymshark. And so same or similar models. Maxx has Ever Forward apparel, but then he launched Sour Strips. And Sour Strips is kind of like his baby. I believe he said that they're going to do, I think this year, $8 million in Sour Strips. I think that's what he told me. And so it's kind of dwarfed his Ever Forward apparel that he still does, but it's kind of like a stepchild. It's kind of like My Enemy, right? He's like, yeah, he does it, but like there are other things that are taking more time. There are other things that are more fruitful and that have the potential to really grow and scale a lot more than the apparel. That's where his heart is. That's where his passion is. And he's seeing like not overnight success, but crazy success. He's in like thousands and thousands of stores. David, he's got a bunch of products. He just launched a supplement line where he's a partner with somebody. He also has his Edge apparel. He's got an app. All these guys, that basically with a camera and just being willing to take a chance and just try it and put that video out there, they've just grown and built themselves into just amazingly successful entrepreneurs. And I cannot tell you how inspired I was to go, how just in awe of these guys. Christian, I didn't get to meet him. I wish I did. Someday, hopefully I will. Just to basically shake his hand and be like, yo, like good for you. Because, the fact that he's taken that chance, right? Yes, he's doing a lot of money in sales, but to take that chance, to believe in yourself, to know, okay, I'm going to spend $8 million on this 10 or 14 acre property. And then I'm going to have to spend another, $5 million. At the time, he thought it was a lot less than he did. He also thought he was going to be able to open this place in like 8 months. It took 2 years. Just to have that belief in yourself and know, kind of like the Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. And they did. And it was just inspiration times 100. And I cannot tell you how impressed and proud I am of those guys. They're all just super great, down-to-earth dudes, and it was amazing just stepping outside of my box and just being around other really smart, hardworking dudes. It made me feel old, it made me feel fat, and it made me feel broke going down and talking to these guys. And I say that like tongue in cheek, right? I'm obviously in great shape. I'm 46 years old. You know, I'm not broke, and I'm not out of shape. But you know, it was amazing, and I really, really, really am thankful that Maxx had to, you know, ask me to come down. I can't even talk now. He asked me to come down. Anyway, there were 2 business questions, though, that I just want to get to before I run out. Also, if you have a business question, down below, start with business question and ask your question. It really doesn't matter what the question, what the industry. I will do my best to give you my best advice. But there were 2 questions that actually had something to do with Alphaland. And the first one is from our friend Major Tyree. He says, Aaron, should an entrepreneur be concerned about building a business/brand that is so closely tied to one's personal identity or image? For instance, Christian at Alphaland, and to a certain extent, you with Pete and Pedro. Love your content, always teaches me something. The answer is yes, absolutely. You should be worried about that. And that honestly is one of the things that I think influencers or people that have a following or some type of social media presence are working really, or they should be working super, super, super hard to remove themselves to some degree from being too closely tied and your brand and your identity too closely connected. And that was one of the things with both Pete and Pedro and Tiege Hanley. And I am happy to report that it has finally made that shift. We have a report that we get at Tiege Hanley that basically shows, like, it's an exit survey. When somebody signs up, like, hey, how did you hear about us? Well, a few years ago, if you had one of these, it would have been like 80% Alpha M, right? Because at the beginning, it would have been 100% Alpha M. But now my contribution to the total sales is right around like 10%, which means that all of our other marketing initiatives are starting to take over, and I am less of a reason for Tiege Hanley's growth, which is good for a bunch of people. Me, because if I ever want to sell Tiege Hanley, it can't be tied to Aaron Marino Alpha M. It can't be, because it just can't be, right? Because no brand, no big brand is going to come in and be like, yeah, we want to build your brand and we want to buy you for $100 million or $200 million or whatever it is, if it's solely resting on my shoulders for sales or my image. Because what happens? I get hit by a bus, right? Kevin O'Leary always talks about, if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, what's the plan? Like, what happens? And so that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because, you know, your audience is small in relation to the big picture and the big, like, ocean of people that would potentially use your products. But if you never get to them, if they only think it's correlated to you, your identity, your brand, there are a lot of people that do not like Alpha M. I know, right? I can't imagine either. I'm kidding, I can. You know, these people may not want to buy my products because it's too closely tied to me. And so trying to get that burden off of your back and remove yourself, I think, is smart. But it does bring benefit, right? When you do build an audience, when you do have a following, you can start something quick and your risk is a lot lower. Tiege Hanley, day one, we started, 1,000 members signed up automatically. I forget what it was, but it was like year one, it was like $2 million we did. Year 3 or 2, it was like we scaled like really, and that wouldn't have happened. Zero chance, like zero chance that Tiege Hanley would be the business that it was or that it is today if I had not had a large following. And at the time I was getting a lot of views and I was talking about the things that Tiege Hanley solved in terms of problems. Zero chance it would be the business it is now, but it will never get to where it needs to get to if it was still just about me. And so I hope that answered your question. I hope you indeed did learn something. The next business question, or the last business question, and I'm sorry I'm going long on this, but I hope that you guys dig it, and if you do, drop me one of those. He says, it's our friend, I'm not even going to try this name. It's Sansar Nari Ekbaryo. What? Exactly. Hi, Aaron. My name is Nick. Why didn't you just say that in your, anyway. My question is about your thoughts on becoming a retailer or a franchise owner, specifically on what to do if a company is not responding to your request on becoming a retailer. I just spit, sorry. I've tried Alphaland sports apparel and love it. And I thought it could be a business here in my country that I could become a retailer of Alphalete, meaning that I would buy Alphalete clothing and sell it here. I wrote twice an email to Alphalete, however, no replies. Have you heard anything from CG, Christian Guzman, on the policy? He doesn't need you. is the thing. And he also has control, which is a big deal. And so, you know, he's got a model that's working. He's got a model that his focus is. And so trying to get some type of distribution with other countries and retailers, it's small. And that's the other thing, like with Pete and Pedro, right? One of the reasons why I'm not like trying to get into like some of these like barbershops and these other smaller retailers, it's like the juice just isn't worth this squeeze. What's he going to make, right? He's got to sell it to you at half price so that you then can make your margin. Why is he going to bother? He doesn't need to. Not at all. And so, like, and what I mean by that is if you're going to sell the shirt for $100 or the leggings, we'll say booty leggings for $100, he's got to sell them to you for $50 so that you then have the ability to mark it up to the MSRP. And so now, if he's selling them for $100, if they cost him $25, right? He's making $75. If he sells them to you, he's making $25. Plus, he has to deal with your returns, your issues, your customer service nightmares. If you're a bad business person, like, there's no reason for him to do that. And so for him, it doesn't make any sense. But I hope this answered your question. And that's where I'm going to wrap things up. Gentlemen, if you dug this vlog, drop it. One of these. Make sure tomorrow, Maxx's vlog on Don't Be Sour, or vlog, podcast, is coming out. I am the esteemed guest, and we talked for 2 hours, and it was amazing. And I divulged things that I normally don't talk about, including money, and things that I've struggled with, and things that are doing okay. But it was a very, very great, it was amazing to sit there and talk for 2 hours. We could have talked for another hour, 2 hours. It was really great. Maxx is a super great guy. Make sure to go subscribe. And other than that, I've got some other videos that you guys are going to dig soon, but they're not ready to be launched. And definitely when I put out the video where I do vlog the day at Alphaland, you got to check it out because it is pretty amazing. I'm the only dude in a suit, easy to spot. Everybody else is essentially shirtless. Guys, that's where I'm going to wrap things up. We love you more than our double mung strap shoes. Stay awesome.